Yeah.
And we are. Ah! That's a little hint for tomorrow. Have them all lined up weird. We are back. Welcome back to Bearded Ramblings. Currently without Krandar, who is a little sick, sleepy boy. He eepy. He's so eepy. He
Oh, he's being sleepy.
he's not feeling the best. So it's
Oh,
just myself and our guest for tonight, who is Ignar. Welcome back, Ignar.
well, hello. Thanks for having me back. And hopefully, Grindar's doing better. Hopefully, he
Yeah,
gets well.
he had a really bad sickness since the start of the year that's been affecting him from streaming more or less for like a few months now. And
Yeah.
he he got over it, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll pin down when I'm gonna stream," and he just now he's sick again. So there's that. But I'm feeling fantastic. I just jinxed myself so hard. But I right now feel fantastic. I've got a very fun week ahead of me, and we're starting right here tonight on episode 199. Um, and I'm gonna ask everyone to do something I've never asked before. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please check out the doobly doo links in the doobly doo for guest Krandar, ya boy, and a stream go it and given greatly appreciated. Um, Also, don't forget that, like I said, UFF tomorrow. Little hint I accidentally dropped in there. And now I realize I've got some work to do when I wake up tomorrow. I'm going to bed right after this. I'm a very good boy these days. I go to bed around about midnight. Um, so it'll be midnight by the time we're finished here. Um, I have to go and get the new intro, the counting down intro for it. Of course, Magicus will be joining us for that one. Enough of my shilling. How are you, sir? Anything new in your
I'm
world?
doing pretty good. Been having this past week been quite adventurous and surprisingly adventurous, I'd say. Like, been going on a couple of little late night, super late night benders. Not even like crazy ones, just they end up being like we hang out with a couple friends, and then that ends up being like a couple hours up until like 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning, and we end like even my friends just like, oh no, oh god, we're all like really tired. Haven't gotten too much sleep in this past week, but hopefully I've reset my schedule now, so hopefully I'm feeling good. But uh, fun, but definitely a little rambunctious, a little too much for my part.
Yeah, you hit your wall.
Yeah, especially when
Uh,
you got like important things to do. It's just like, oof, I need to make sure I get some shit done. Can't be
I,
doing it.
I was saying this. I was saying this to I think it was Metal Monkey today. That after day three, no matter how much fun you have, it just dog piles on top of you, and it gets worse as you get older, because unless you are really taking good care of your system and you're also constantly drinking, but a healthy form of drinking, then what will happen is, which is a weird balance to have, your tolerance will go down. So my tolerance is way, way less than what it once was. And I've got a 2 day bender coming up this week, so I have to remind myself not to buy that much drink, which is very, or that much snacks, which is very much odd for me. I'm constantly like in my Tesco cart going, okay, I normally want a 12 pack of beer and a bottle of something strong, but I should also have a few of the little eye opening like mixed drinks. I'm like, wait, no. I wouldn't be able to finish that shit. I would end up just wasting 40, 50 quid I didn't want. I'm actually not sure what the fuck to get on the
Mhm.
day. Now we'll just play it by ear.
Yeah.
Um, but neither here nor there. Should be a good laugh. The show tomorrow is also going to be a good one, but I might as well say here, I'd promised a video. That won't be happening.
Oh.
I put it together. I looked at it. It was kind of dog shit. and it was my fault. It wasn't so much the topic. It was just I was trying to make it funny, and it didn't land. On the plus side, though, I worked out some of my audio kinks, so not complete loss. Um. All right. Well, you know what? You know what? We're going to get into some topical news in the community of IRL streamers being sacks of shit.
Oh boy.
And getting their comeuppance. Gotta love you
Ooh,
gotta
I've
love
been waiting for this
uppins
one
that
too.
come. Reorganize. There. Come on. Better. Much better. Oop. All right, it's this IRL's disrespectful. I swore that said Doctor Disrespect first time I saw that. Disrespectful IRL streamer now facing 31 years in a Korean prison.
Oh, 31 years. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's getting
Absolutely
bad
terrible for the disrespectful IRL streamer who's now stuck in South Korea because he just got hit with another deepfake charge, which adds an additional 10 and a half years of potential prison time in South Korea, which means the grand total of prison time that he's currently facing is 31 years in a South Korean prison. And he just admitted all the attention he's currently getting isn't even worth it anymore.
In the long run, do you think that it is worth it?
At this point, no.
I mean, come on. Congratulations.
Oh no! When you were getting $50 a stream to go and punch people on the back of the head or urinate on homeless people, no, that was worth it, wasn't it? No, the whole system is fucking dog shit. What?
Yeah. Yeah, it was never worth it up, like for all that, for every little bit of it, getting extra little cash and shit, annoying everybody, just like being a total menace. And now it's like oh yeah, it's not worth it. It's like, come on, bro.
It gets wilder. His families cut him
And the way
off.
he said
Like
it, at this point, no.
he's
The way he said
banned
it too
from
was
so
like,
many places.
You played yourself. Overall, harassing strangers in public should never be incentivized in general, but massive skill issue because you simply picked the worst countries to do it. Maybe not the worst, but definitely terrible countries to be doing the streaming in. Because let's be
in North Korea, he probably would be shot. We never hear of him.
real. If he was doing this in the US, most likely he would be out on bail and he would only get a slap on the wrist for
He's
any
actually not
trials
allowed
that he
back
actually
in the
went to.
States,
And I
if
guess
I
for
remember
some
right.
reason, this absolute moron still operates like he's in the US. How you doing?
Good, what you?
Good, can't complain. Currently recording this video in a business center in a Weston in Boston because I'm currently traveling, but news happened, so here we are. But I mean, hey, I'm only stuck in a Weston business center temporarily. Johnny is stuck.
Why didn't he do this in his room? Oh, it has a computer. Right. Yeah, he's in a business center.
In South Korea for the foreseeable future.
Christ,
Because I mean, right after the trial I watched, he was playing it cool. He was like, oh, nothing's really gonna happen to me. Nothing ever happens. I'll be out in no time. A couple months later, he's lost a lawyer, he's still stuck there, and new charges are dropping pretty much monthly at this point. I don't know if he's gonna get let off the hook as quickly as he thought. So it now seems like reality is really starting to set in with this guy as his...
If he gets let off the hook, then that is got to be some corruption scandal charges right there. Like, I don't think.
oh yeah.
Maybe like a right winger senator's kid watches him, because he often like makes fun of women and gay people. So then he goes, "Daddy, Daddy, use your incredible power
Right,
to
yeah.
get this guy out of prison." And of course, South Korea's kind of does a lot what America says.
only
now,
friend
anyway.
and financial supporter
Right, yeah.
is starting to get extremely fed up with
I
him.
just know
as
that
he's
it's
getting
really
more
hard to undo a conviction, once it's set, at least especially in places like Japan and South Korea. So that would be shocking, if that were to happen, because it's really hard to overturn those.
And he's been given so many chances. He's even been sent to jail for 3 months in Japan. He said
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, he said that if he got in jail, like if he was going to be put in jail, while he still had the chance, he would go around and get as many STDs as possible and spread them around.
Oh,
And he said, which is on top of being morally fucked up, it's also another crime that he's just admitted to
Yeah.
on camera.
more and more charges. But at this
It's just
point,
admitting to
most
different
people know
crimes
the
now.
story. Absolute moron, goes to Japan, gets in a whole bunch of trouble there, ends up doing about 3 months of jail in Japan, absolutely does not learn his lesson, goes to Israel, gets detained a bunch,
Oh, yeah,
gets
he
a
was in
bunch of
Israel.
threats, ends up doing something that gets him permanently banned on his only platform that he actually makes good money from, which is Kick, and then he ends up
How did he
fleeing Israel
fuck
while
up
still
Kick?
permanently banned from Kick. What does he do? Absolutely still does not learn his lesson. He then goes to South Korea, rinse and repeat, does the same thing all over again. Now, facing 31 years in prison because clearly he has still not learned his lesson. And nobody feels bad for him whatsoever because he has not learned his lesson whatsoever. He's just been given way too many chances to, pack things up and pivot the way he's making content. But instead, he just continues to double down. Even after admitting the attention is not worth it, he still wants the attention. And a lot of people have been asking me, hey, why isn't he currently arrested in South Korea? Well, South Korea apparently operates very differently, especially when it comes to foreigners. Apparently, they don't want to spend the tax.
I know this is a bit of phrenology talking, but he has a very dumb looking face. He has a face that kind of makes me think of like a donkey braying.
Yeah, you're kind of right. He has this look of just like, I am not a bright person and or have smarts. He just strikes me
Yeah.
as that type of
Like if the
guy.
word duh was a person. Duh.
taxpayers' money
Yeah,
on
it would
taking care
basically
of
be him.
Johnny. They want to put that burden to provide for himself on Johnny.
And
So
he's kinda
now
proven
Johnny
it,
essentially
too.
is homeless, except for Hank. He is now a burden
Really
to Hank
is.
and Hank's family because I guess Hank thinks it's a good idea to continue to pay for him. Because Hank, for some reason, thinks that's the right thing to do, even though, as you'll see, it's destroying his life as well. Johnny is a sinking ship and he's dragging everyone he can down with him. Because Johnny is stuck in Korea for the foreseeable future. He cannot leave Korea until all of his court cases are done, all of his time is served, and all of his fines are paid. Then he can finally leave. So until recently, he's had 5 charges that stuck and then 1 that got dismissed. 2 of them are misdemeanors. 2 of them are obstruction of business felonies, which hold a maximum of 5 years each in prison. Then you have 1 deepfake charge, which has a maximum of 10.5 years in prison. And just now, they added another deepfake charge, which adds another 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea. So he's now facing a maximum of 31 years in prison. And I guess after all this, he's slowly starting to realize that he's ruined his life.
I talked to my mom this week and she was like, really just like, you need to stop drinking. Like, it's ruining your life. You're 24. You know what I mean? You don't need to be drinking. And
20
Just drinking is totally the main problem for you there, buddy.
Yeah. 24. Like, I was making some dog shit decisions at 24, but never like this. Like,
Yeah, it's making me realize I felt like I was a genius when I was 24. Oh my God.
doing this crazy because, you know what I mean? Like, alcohol is definitely the reason why I've done so many great.
no, it
things.
isn't. Because tons of drunk people don't go out and do the things you do. Like, it amplified your stupid decisions, but they were still your decisions.
Yeah. Do not back down, never give up. It's not backing down, never giving up. It's about just bettering yourself as a person. I think I'll truly be a better person.
Oh,
if I didn't
yes,
drink
yes.
alcohol. I feel
Your
like it
audience
doesn't bring
known
that-
for
it doesn't
betterment.
anything better. It doesn't bring anything positive to my life. You know what I mean? I can make good content without drinking alcohol, like, easily.
When Johnny is sober, he actually has some fairly reasonable takes. But that didn't really last for too long because, according to 15 Minutes of Shame, 1 single hour later, he was already drunk streaming.
Come party with us.
Yeah.
It's a party hour, so. Okay, you like Diddy?
Yeah, I like Diddy.
You like this song?
Wait. Outside, I couldn't hear either.
Then come here and sit with us.
Dude, you bought another one?
No, it's the same one we had.
No, it's not.
Ace it is.
You finished?
Jesus. Honestly, looking at him there, I also kind of think of Cyrax a little bit and his face.
Yeah, a little bit. It's got kind of like a little blend of a lot of, different locales going on. Like the hat, it's kind of like a little Cobe reminiscent.
Yeah.
Dave kind of Cyrax reminiscent.
Finished the last one.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I'm lying to you. That isn't one.
Okay, I do want
Alright.
that. I do want that framed Starship Troopers poster there. That's fucking dope.
Oh yeah, that is actually pretty badass.
Come, Hank. Don't the bike. Can you dance?
China's greatest export, disappointment.
What did he with me one time?
Well, why are you like drinking so much, man? Come on.
Listen to Diddy with me, please.
All right.
I mean, Hank
He
here is
literally
just
looks
acting
like
like
a
a
disappointed
disappointed
dad.
father, and this is Johnny's only lifeline in Korea. Why would he be actively trying to burn this bridge? I guess he just can't help himself. But the reason I
He
say
doesn't
this is in an
understand
interview,
what
they actually admitted that
consequences
Johnny has ran out of money, and Hank is his only lifeline, even though Johnny will still go on and on about saying, oh, I actually have money, and I'm not broke.
Legal mindset and these channels, they spread like fake narrative.
He's in many ways, he's making like Gucci's look fucking respectable.
I know, like, it is really. I mean, it's just like bizarre, like with how like someone could be so detestable and yet like not even necessarily just acknowledge or recognize it. Even in the moment where it's like, where if he's sober and actually okay, it to me that just seems like it's an act. It's only there just to kind of make a perception of like, oh yeah, I'm actually trying to improve, and then immediately, not even an hour later, just goes right back to the same exact shit.
It's really just like, I think he hit success too early in his life. Like, he hasn't really lived. He just got a blank check to do whatever. And
Yeah, basically.
there's been no consequences up to now. And normally that's something like you crash your car and now you're stuck with an insurance claim you can't really deal with. Or maybe you show up stoned off your ass to work and you get fired and now you can't pay rent. Something life fucking up, but not necessarily the end of the world. His life could be over. Like it.
Yeah, like at this point, he pretty much just fucked himself to the point where it's like he would basically be in prison up until he's like almost 60, like in his mid 50s.
Yeah. And at the very least, I suppose he'll learn a new language. He'll come out of there speaking
Yeah,
fluent Korean.
That like I'm penniless and things like this. It's not true, but that I'm destitute and this stuff for me. I've been living an okay life here. You know what I mean? I stay with
Because
Hank,
you
so
have
I
been
don't really have
getting
expenses for
someone to
living.
leech off,
But
you little
here's the
shit.
reality of the situation.
I have sacrificed my finances. Like I've actually Johnny ran out of money because they refused Johnny to work. So I've been actually providing for him. He's been helping me a lot. He's been helping me
Well,
with
did he really think that he could just show up there and get guaranteed work? Like, nowhere in the world is like that. He doesn't have a visa to work. He has a visa to travel. And hell,
Yeah, like,
go on.
yeah, you can't get work if you're just on a travel visa. Like, I don't
mean,
know what he
I
was
did, but
expecting.
I did it illegally, and I did it through a friend. And I suppose I got offers from people when I was there the more recent times. But that's neither here or there. Like, I didn't go over there thinking I'm going to get work. It just kind of happened due to some really lucky series of events. And, I could never
But
put
yeah,
that on my CV. I could never, like, go in with a resume going, yeah, sure. Like, I also got paid to haul shit from A to B around Atlantic City and fucking Harrisburg and shit like that in Pennsylvania. Like, no, obviously, I'd get a lot of people in trouble. But I could say that because that also happened on the moon and back in time and with dinosaurs and in future with robots. Because none of this happened. Eh. Imagine
yeah.
if he had gotten a job, he would have filmed the whole fucking thing and gotten himself fired in a week. And probably that business closed
That's
too.
being generous. I would say within the day. It would almost be like, some TJ thing where he works at an IHOP and immediately like throws like pancakes on someone's lap and just just sits outside and like mopes and boats.
Oh god, he just flings scalding coffee at someone just randomly and starts laughing at her.
Oh my god, he would totally do that.
Yeah.
Oh, he would totally do
Not
stuff like
only
that.
Hey, so he's filming the whole thing, and his manager doesn't know, and he just goes, "Think fast," to like this poor old like Korean woman who just wants a cup of coffee with her sandwich, and he just flings it at because someone donated $1 to do so.
Oh my god.
like legal fees and stuff like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's helped me pay for a lawyer and stuff like that, and he's a great friend. Like, honestly, I respect him for that.
He doesn't feel the same for
and
you, man.
when I
He
get
does
out of
not
here,
feel the same for
a lot of it I
you.
do owe to Hank. He's a real man.
He definitely don't.
So, and not to mention that I sacrificed my time and space here. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that all he says is he respects Hank for that, dude, if it wasn't for Hank, from what we're hearing, he would be homeless. So, I mean, the least he could be is a little more grateful to Hank because apparently he was starving before Hank took him in.
And I actually fed him back to health too. He was very unhealthy.
Okay. You could, yeah, very
Oh, yeah,
skinny.
compared to now.
Hank-
Skip on it.
Public defender that was originally covering his Eastern District, his Western District
Oh, we
case.
already watched this part. All right. We'll go on to another one. Boop. Asmongold falls through his ceiling looking for foul-smelling dead animal.
Oh my god. I kind of figured that, you know, he was living with rats. I didn't realize that there were like, there's like a cemetery. Oh no.
This was from the May 5th, because I know he woke up and saw a dead rat, and he also he left it there, if I remember right, so the smell would wake him up when the sun hit it. That's what he used to say. It was a free alarm clock.
What the? Oh my.
And he said, and he's going online saying that like women, these women are disgusting if they have pink hair in video games, and he's living in Trash Mountain. Did you see that that animation he tried to cover up of him being the Bug Lord, and it's just him. It's a recording of him talking. It's all CG, and he starts to decay, and all the insects in his room cover him up, and then reform to like rejuvenate him into a younger version of himself as this homunculus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Twitch streamer Asmongold fell through his own ceiling while looking for a carcass of stinky animal that died in his attic. Asmongold, infamous for his gag-inducing living conditions, opened up bad state of his house over the years and made even use the stench of rotten rats' corpse as an alarm clock in the morning. In the past, Asmund has shown off mountains of trash and filth and accumulated in his streaming room, filled with fast food containers that completely covered his desk. I've seen ones that were set up like this for hoarding video spoofs, where somebody is like, I'm going to react to this totally realistic hoarder. No, this is 100% his life.
Yeah,
search
that
for
is
animal
straight up hoarder
corpse.
behavior.
Yeah, Jesus. Took the day out to find dead animal in my attic, smelled bad, ending up falling through the ceiling. Oh, God.
Oh my god, damn.
That's way disgust. Why don't you just
So
buy
even
a
his
new house?
house itself is like rotting away. Like, oh my
Yeah.
lord.
Oh, could you imagine the mold that's just devouring everything? Oh, this is where he realizes the cockroach is on him.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
There's a roach flying at me. Give me a minute.
Where'd he go?
Oh, shit. He's on my belly. Look at him. He's right there.
Oh. He's like, how is this
Right.
normal, guys?
Nowadays,
This is what
look at
normal
that.
guys do, right? Oh.
I'm totally cool. Look at this.
There. Oh, God.
Crazy, huh? No, it's not.
It's gross. Like,
yeah.
damn, bro.
Cockroach, the streamer's home is so messy, was even referenced in the creator of Power Wash Simulator, who joked even they were no match for his atrocious abode. Yeah, he's such a piece of shit that like every once in a while he'll be like, okay, I need to clean up and look after myself, and then he just relapses, and all he does all day is just insult women and gay people and minorities in like media, and as a
Yeah,
result, all
like,
the
all the-
chuds love him, all the MAGA and chuds just absolutely
Oh,
love
yeah.
him. But look at the state.
Yeah,
of him.
because the only time the only time I ever really hear much about him is usually whenever he's like going off about like Gaza or some shit. Because every now and then I watch like a song clips occasionally, and every
He
now
calls
and then that gets
the
brought up.
Gazans dirty.
I know. Yeah, and then his whole room is literally just like a landfill, which is like you're one to talk there, Buster.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here is oh, this is a guy I've been watching new.
Want to see something?
Psychic Duck. He opens every one of his shorts like this. Want to see something cool?
Cool? Despite growing up where the men are men and
Yeah,
the cows
I've
run
seen him
scared along
occasionally.
that 3 miles of 96 known for its derriere. It's not the cows, it's the turd works. This is the first time I've ever beheld the anachronistic visage of a fully functioning farm watering windmill. This is so cool! I've seen a million of these that were as non-functioning ornamentation as my vasectomated double bubble bowling bag.
Double bubble bowling bag. Hell yeah. He's a very good wordsmith.
Planted on suburban monocultures
Oh, yeah.
by people who think they want to live on a farm, but have never tugged a teat or ambled bare feet upon a pasture patty. But they're all big hat, no cattle. Half the time they don't even spin, and I've never seen one with a functioning well underneath. This one, though, actually delivers. So let's have a butcher's and explore how it works. This is a hot single in my area with a gearbox and crank up on top. The wind spins the wheel and the shaft feels a tug. Gravity takes care of the return stroke. On the downstroke, it charges the pump head with a slug of water, possibly through leather valves in the unlikely event they're still original. Then when the climatic kinetic energy reaches its climax, it lifts the slug up the pipe and overflows out the top, down the other pipe and into the water trough. It's elegantly simple and a beautiful application of necessity being a mother of an inventor. I think this particular one is most likely an air motor, judging by its shape. They've been making these for almost 140 years now and are based out of Texas. This one is an excavating company located on what was once a farm and isn't watering anything these days but a few Canadian geese. But she's still working, still pumping, and gave me a chance to share a beautiful bit of engineering history with you today. And
He's very cool, and he also has a secondary channel set up for people who are on the spectrum and just like sort of video non-verbal videos without any editing or cuts of just machinery working, like ASMR videos.
Yeah.
Basically,
And honestly, you kind of learned something about those things too. So that
yeah.
was actually pretty cool because I didn't really know much about like those little small little like windmill fans.
Mm.
I
Hold
didn't
on.
realize they were basically just like little like water wells.
Yeah, I always, whenever I'd watch like Courage the Cowardly Dog, it would always have the establishing shot of their farm, and it would have the little
Right,
have that
yeah.
windmill, and they were like, "What the fuck? What do those things do?" Because they're not grinding corn.
Yeah, and they're definitely not like creating power because that one little thing couldn't like generate power for a whole house. So it's like what? Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, it's pumping up water. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Oh God, let's have some blast from the past. The Head from 1994. MTV, back when it was actually good. The fuck is that? I missed that era of MTV, the fucking
Oh yeah.
because it wasn't just music videos all the time and interviews. That was brilliant. That was
Yeah, they
obviously
would have like little like shorts in it, different shows
Beavis
and
and
stuff.
Butthead, fucking Daria, Proto Daria,
Mhm.
which is to date the only woman who actually offered to have sex with Beavis and Butthead, and they got scared. Proto Daria hung out with them when they watched their music videos, and there was a moment where they're like, hey, wouldn't it be great if we knew a girl? And Daria's like, well, I'm a girl. And they just kind of stare at her, and then they just shove her out the front door, and they close the door on her
They're like,
face.
yeah.
I always pictured
Yeah.
her hanging out with them because they could score weed.
Oh yeah.
It was
At least
the-
just be for the weed dealer.
yeah. Ah, fucking pussies.
You always need at least one or two weed dealers, like in the vicinity, just to make sure you get a hookup.
Oh, it's a fucking drought out here, man. Like I don't really smoke much, but I got friends who do, and they all are just like empty. But my friend in Dublin can still pick up weed and gummies. So
Well,
whenever I
that's good
go,
at least.
and I'm meeting up with her on the 21st, I'm going off to Dublin. I'm not in the mood for gummies, but I wouldn't say no to a few pre-rolled J's to bring back. My friend who's coming up with as well is a big pothead, so she'll be having like a shopping list. So I hope my other friend is smart enough to have a tiny little bit of a surcharge on top to justify the big shopping list.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone's got to
Well,
eat.
Yeah. Rent's got to be paid somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Just being an economy. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, how about there's a not yet. Okay, how about this?
What's your best pickup line?
So, have you ever seen this one,
Whoa.
Neural Viz?
No, I have not.
He makes up what a use of like exploring the monoverse through the past, present, future multimedia broadcast, which includes the poorly reviewed show Unanswered Oddities and critically slammed series Cop Files. It's basically from like an alien version of Earth that's like Uncanny Valley different, and it's showing this where they are on the street asking people random stuff.
Is that a gun in your pocket, or am I just horny as shit?
Coming in hot, motto.
Okay, that's pretty aggressive.
Did it hurt when you fell from the sky, or am I just really horny as shit right now?
Oh, I didn't ask you for another one, but I guess it just seems like you're pretty horny.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing. I'm baseline horny as shit.
Hey everyone, my name is Kuzu Veldor. I don't remember anything before I was born. We're out here talking to Glurans. They're telling us things. Beetle is nowhere to be found. Let's get to it. Snap it. What's your best pickup line?
Are you my allergies? Because you're making me sneeze.
Does that ever work?
You tell me.
No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not good.
I no take this. This no good.
Are you a human? Because you are unreal.
That one is good.
And also, I need to tell you, I'm super horny as shit right now.
He's done it again, Dorgan.
Okay, if you had all the resources in the world,
Fucking Ron
what would you
Perlman
do
over
with it
here.
all?
I'd probably pay off half my debt.
Okay, that's really smart. That's smart.
Yeah, then I could go down to 3 jobs.
Oh, could you even imagine?
That'd be nice.
What would you rate yourself? 1 to 10?
Would.
If I had to pick between a 1, 2, or 10, I'd say 2.
No, from 1 to 10.
Yeah, I know. 1 to 10, I'd say 2.
No, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Oh, so just those two options, then a 10.
No, you have all the numbers between 1 and 10, and you pick 1.
Fine, I pick 1. What's the point of asking if you're just gonna make me choose what you want?
Dirty and deep down. Dirty and deep down.
I don't think that's how the song goes.
Where did I say?
What?
Where did I say?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not the monolith of me.
I never...
You're not the monolith of me.
That's true.
Mary kill. Dorgan Waltho, the monolith, Crack Snorbo.
Well, I'm killing Lorca. We all know that.
That's not even an option.
It very much is an option.
You have no reason to.
Every time you breathe is a reason, Lorca. You're stealing all the air from us.
That's it for Stream Me. Follow me if you see me. I've got all 136 episodes back at my place. Someone from Monovision gave me a call. It was a wrong number, but I told them about the show, and they said probably not. So, we'll see. All right, snap it.
Hell yeah.
Well,
is that Mr. Delicious on the side of the screen? It fucking is. Hell yeah. We found him out the hard way. Never had a chance to go to Rax, but when we watched his ads and we checked out the lore, oh fuck's sake. That is a deep well. Did you ever see the Rax promos from like the 80s?
I think I've seen him like once before through the grapevine, but I haven't like seen him anytime recently. Because I know like YouTube's probably recommended me like once or twice.
Yeah, oh they're fucking like he's so like low key I'm gonna be a serial killer or commit suicide vibes at any given time. Like he goes to therapy for his uncontrolled aggression. He's divorced. He has like this unspoken lover out in Bora Bora. He goes out and sees. He goes to like a club called like the Salty Sailor. I think this is to sell burgers. What the fuck? He sounds so.
Such aggression for a damn burger.
He sounds so fucking like dead inside. It's hilarious. There's even like custom art of him on like a throw rug in a 70s fireplace living room, just all naked, posing sexually. It's so weird. I love it. I want more. I want them to bring him back, but I know if like, where's Mr. D now? It would just cut to a grave.
Yeah.
No way
It'd
he
be a
saw
great
2000. Oh, fucking memories. All right. From one thing to another, how about... All right.
America, the world is not going to take your fucking shit anymore. I've actually fucking had it. You think you can get away with everything. It was all fun and games for a while, but now you need to stop. Just fucking stop. Open your ears and fucking listen. Stop calling it an electric kettle. It's just a fucking kettle.
True.
I don't need to know the power source. Just make me a cup of fucking tea and shut up. You're not shoveling coal into it. It's clearly fucking electric. You're always using so many words all the time. Grocery store. It's the fucking shop. Actually, that pisses me off as well. Groceries. It's food and fucking toilet rolls. Stop trying to jazz it up. Alright, this is...
Why is calling me shopping?
Going further off topic. Do you really bring your shopping home in those paper bags that have no fucking handles on them? Do you actually use these, or is it just to add drama in the films? There's no handles. It's useless. This is not efficient. It's a recipe for minor mishaps. Anyway, follow me. I'm delicious.
Not only just minor mishaps, but they will literally just like fall right through too. Those paper bags are not that sturdy.
I've lived in a few places in the States over the years, and I would often bring my own bag. Not at first though, and calamity did ensue. I once had like $150 worth of shopping, and I needed as many bags as possible. So I thought, hey, why don't I go and put a bunch of cans in one? Wow, that was smart.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say I never have heard like a kettle just be called an electric kettle. At least for me, I've heard it called just a kettle.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a major thing here in the States, but at least around here it ain't.
No, I've heard it being called an electric kettle. I've heard someone point at a kettle and call it a fucking teapot. No. A teapot is a thing you put on a fucking stove. Like
yeah, you put. Oh my god. Okay, that one's a new level special.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, they kind of look similar. Yeah. Well, so does your sink and your toilet. Do you get a glass of water from you? Are you playing Fallout? Are you gonna get a little bit of rad damage? Like what the fuck?
I know, friend. Like what the hell? Some people.
Here we go.
The way you cook a steak tells me a lot about you, and it's not always great. Let's kick it off with method 1. You're baking it. I can't think of a single reason to do this other than you don't know any better. I'm sure you order it well done, and you dip it in ketchup. You've got a lot going for you, but nobody's calling you for your kitchen skills. Moving on. Method...
You're also the president of the United States, but...
2 is the classic sear. The method 2 crew is capable of impressing a date. You still met them online, but instead of a restaurant, you cook for them. They say, wow, this is the best steak I've ever had. And they're mostly telling the truth. This is a great balance between time and effort. A solid choice. That brings us to method 3. These people know what they're doing, but man, they can be insufferable. The best thing about them is their cooking. The worst thing about them is everything else. They tell you when you make a grammar mistake and make fun of you for never seeing The Godfather. These people love their BMW that their dad bought them. You might think this person is toxic, but they refer to themselves as pernicious. So yeah, they're pretentious, but man, they know what they're doing. It's delicious. So let's be honest with ourselves. Which method are you?
All right. On the topic of that last guys, hypothetical, I have met people who only learn to do a skill really well just for bragging rights.
Oh yeah, I've known people like that. Or they just know a skill, but they don't really like learn anything else too much. So they just are a master at that one thing, and they basically are just braggadocious about that too. Like it's always just down to like that one thing, and they just like kind of fall back on that, being like, "Well, at least I'm good with this." And it's like, yeah, and
yeah, you need a fucking range.
unless it's like masterfully like like heavenly like talented to that shit, then be like, oh well, okay.
If if you were like, let's just say you're a savant with all musical stuff. Okay, great. You spend all day, every day talking about music theory, your favorite bands, your favorite artists, whatever. That's awesome. But if you move the topic away just a smidge, and then that person snaps it right back to the topic of music, you know that they have nothing else.
Yeah, they don't really have anything much else to add to the conversation at that point. Yeah.
Ooh, great example. Those people online who claim to be, and maybe even are, great gamers, but have nothing else going for them.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is like a dime a dozen on the internet, where you get a lot of people who are just
Especially around
predominantly
the
gamers, and
Souls
they'll.
universe. You know, like, get good,
Oh yeah.
scrub. Like,
Oh yeah.
okay, or I could go into settings, lower down the difficulty, and have a fun time.
Right. Yeah, and just play casually, because video games are meant to be fun,
Right.
not challenging and miserable.
If you want to be challenged, then raise it up. If you don't want to be challenged, lower it down.
Yeah.
I'm replaying Baldur's Gate, and I'm currently just playing it on storyteller mode with a bunch of mods that basically making it cheat. I don't give a fuck. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do with a lot of games like Skyrim and shit, or even like other games where, or like Kingdom Come Deliverance. Sometimes I'll just spend half the time just like exploring, just checking out shit.
Right? I roleplay in Skyrim a lot. I never want to be the fucking Dragonborn. I want to be like a woodcutter who sells his lumber in Whiterun and then goes back to like a modded like little cabin somewhere. Knowledge of second language fluently impressive, but knowing multiple languages fluent is more impressive. Well, of course it is. But then imagine if you only did that so you could impress people. Like, rather than just going, oh, I find this language beautiful and I find it really like it could help my job or whatever. No, I want to be a house part, like a really nice sort of dinner party and impress people, or be at a bar and like
Right. Yeah.
speak shit just so I can get laid. Like, come on, have some fucking
Especially if it's like
range.
a weird obscure. Yeah, especially if it's like a weird obscure language. You're like fucking,
Esperanto. Oh, that's some
like, or
college
like
shit.
Croatian or some shit. Yeah.
Like I know a few people who be what's the term if you know a lot of languages? Polymath. Is it polymath?
I've always just known it's like multilinguist, but
Yeah.
or like multilingual, but
I'm
sure it has like a more official proper term name though.
Yeah, I often the same multi, but you got people who will just have like 5, 6, 7, 8 languages. I know someone who has 11 under their belt, and they're all fluent, but they have so much other range to them too, that it's it would be to the point where when I called them out on it and said, like, you're crazy that you can speak that many languages, they just blinked and was like, oh yeah, I suppose that would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Anyway, like, they didn't even think about it. It was just over their life.
It's like
they just acute the
to
knowledge.
them it's just a second thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't make it a bludgeon to make themselves feel better. Ooh, on the same topic, on the same vein, the fucking people who flex by knowing famous people.
Oh yeah. Where it's like, oh yeah, I've met this one person, bro. And it's like literally they just met them after the show for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Like what
Something like that.
That's like saying I'm friends with fucking the original cast of Drunken Peasants because I've talked to a few of them. Like, ooh, wow. Like, no.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well, I'm like,
That's some bottom feeder
because I met him
shit.
in person one time in Portland, yeah.
Let's see. How about I pop in? Actually, how about you show us that video?
Oh, with that story?
Yeah. About time, I think.
Yeah, because there needs to at least be a little bit of a prelude to it. Yeah, because it was one of those nights, when I was talking about where we're going on little benders, because like the little lead up to it, we're all just like kind of bullshitting, having like some vodka and just chilling. And after a certain point, we ended up like started talking about my friend Brian, who was in the main part of the video, who used to be a stripper at a gay bar that was up here in Portland. And after a while, like talking about like how much money he'd make sometimes, or just random little stories. Eventually, I think my buddy Logan was just like, "Yo, you should just like
What's your best
shake
pickup?
that," and eventually brought it up, and it just ended up being like a big laugh, fest for us. So I was like, "All right, fuck it, I'm just gonna pull it up and record it, and." That's where the video started popping through, and it was perfect because when I got my friend Logan like just dying, it just like even made it even more funnier for me. But let's see how I can pull it up here. I should be able to just probably upload it from here, maybe.
Cool,
I
dude.
think.
Damn, we're already an hour in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, kids, and if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out the doobly-doo. We got ourselves a stream goal and given. Greatly appreciated, never required. And also be sure to check out the links. Crandars, who is currently in his sick bed, dying of probably a very funny disease. And myself and Ignar, and yeah.
Yeah. I sent it into the main call chat, so it should be almost done uploading now.
Yeah. Should have gotten it before.
I don't know if Rose has been here, but I sent it to him shortly after I recorded it, and the next morning I woke up, and the first thing I see from him saying is, "That ass is dangerous." I just couldn't help but laugh at that too. I was just like, "Damn." I'm gonna actually just upload it as a short, and eventually at some point, and I'm just gonna call it "That ass is dangerous." Like that's already the title. It's just perfect.
Brilliant.
This is
No,
perfect.
no, that's not what I asked for. Silly. Let's try this again. I love when links don't work out like they're supposed to. Open file. Alright. Then I'll just drag this back on over here. Or not. That's fucking weird. Alright, I guess I'll play it on the VLC media player, because that's the only thing that pops up. Haven't done this in a while. Let me see. Maybe window capture should be able to capture it. No. Yes. Haha. That'll work. No, it won't play. Fuck's sake!
What?
No, it's just a blank screen.
Damn. Well, like I said, I was gonna get it uploaded eventually, so.
All right.
If anything, I'll just have it linked on my channel, or it'll just be on my shorts eventually, probably later today. So it'll be there for the world to see.
Hold on. Copy link. Let's just try one last time. Right click, paste go. No, it just downloaded it. I've got like 5 copies of this thing on now on my computer. All right, damn, that ass is dangerous.
Yep, so dangerous, won't even play.
Too dangerous for YouTube. All right, let's move on then to something else. How about doing some? Oh,
I have been in the.
Yes, this is the other story I wanted to share, but I didn't actually know if you had already.
Oh, I don't think I've seen this one yet.
Yeah. So we haven't seen a full proper therapy gecko clip in a while, just on this channel, and because I don't think anything could top the story when he had the porn star on, and she talked about the guy peeing in her ass.
Oh yeah.
That was we had Raise It on, and she just went. She was like, quadruple taked. Because I don't think it ever crossed her mind that A, you could do that, and B, people will be into that.
Yeah.
And also that she said it not so nonchalantly. But I was this close to seeing Lyle in person. He was coming to Dublin, and I was gonna book a seat, and then I got a huge ass bill for like my electric. And by the time I paid it all off, I was like, you know what? I know I have to do something. I can't remember what it is, but I'm gonna go and spend the remainder of my money buying some fucking DLC for Hearts of Iron. And at the end of it, I was like, oh fuck it. Like, I could have bought the ticket with that money.
The midst of an
€20.
existential crisis. For almost 5 years, I've been doing a podcast called Therapy Gecko, where I dress up as a gecko and talk to strangers on the phone
He
about
had
life.
Doja Cat on as well. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that at one point.
And she asked him
I've only
about
just like been getting into this guy for like the past like 6 something months, but I've been like, occasionally just popping in a video whenever I'm just kind of killing time.
yeah. He had she looked at him. Remember, they're both dressed up like this. They're both dressed up as geckos.
This gecko.
And
Yeah.
she asks him, "Why isn't your face red?" Because of it's meant to be the gecko's mouth.
Mouth,
And
yeah.
he just goes still and glares at her. Like, that's the one thing you never ask him. Never mention the face.
I've toured all over the world doing this show and talking to people, and it's been a really cool and wild adventure. But when I got back from my most recent tour, I started feeling kind of antsy. I've gotten to have a lot of really great and meaningful experiences
He's got
throughout
my
my
body
life,
hair.
but I still remain preoccupied with thoughts of death and the overall meaninglessness of existence itself. I've talked about it so much on my podcast that this guy, D Banda123, said in the comments section of my Spotify page that I am probably depressed, and I think he's right. I've been thinking a lot about how to cure my depression, and then I realized that you actually can't cure depression by thinking. You have to actually do something.
You can't cure depression. Once you have it, you have to learn to live with it. It's not curable.
Yeah, and some people just are like born with it. Like, cause I'm someone that like deals with depression, and usually for me, it's just like, yeah, you have to like just do something. I mean, it's as cliche as it sounds. Like whether it's
it's
like,
so better to
you
be
know,
proactive.
yeah, like whether it's like even something small and simple as like tidying up your room, or like the clean your work buckle, or like just walking around outside for a little bit. Even something small as that, like is more proactive than just not doing anything.
Cleaning my room,
Because
showering more
like
often, fucking exercise. It all pays off.
oh yeah, because just kind of sitting in your own stupor, it just it's an unintentional like cycle, like, and it ends up just like going into
What
the
did they
feedback
call
loop
it
at
on
that point.
TikTok last year? Rot maxing. When you're basically becoming Asmongold, but you're trying to make it into a kinky little fun personality trait. Tee hee hee, I haven't changed my underwear in 7 days. Hee.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that people actually were making that like a flex.
They were trying. Oh, right now, I saw this from Charlie. Right now, the biggest thing on OnlyFans, well, it's a little bit of a pushback now, thank Christ, but it's literally having people have a filter on that makes them look like they have Down syndrome.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that. Well, I haven't seen the video, but I've saw like a couple things on it. Not Moist Critical's video yet, and I was just like, "What are we fucking kidding me?" Like another weird trend, and it's now like that tasteless.
They're
At least the type of
fetishizing,
one was
yeah,
more
they're
supposed to bar one
fetishizing
award.
people with fucking Down syndrome. Then again, I remember years ago, I think it was back on Vine, there was a trend of people, like young girls dressing up and trying to look as close to concentration camp victims as possible. Like they'd get the straight
Oh yeah,
pajamas and put on the makeup to make themselves look gaunt.
right, yeah.
It's just fuck's sake. Like how long before like amputee porn will be like the thing that they'll try to get on board with? Like it's
Yeah, like they just like amputate like their arm or leg
oh,
purposely
there'll be a
just so they
filter
they
to
can.
do it, where it'll just be like
Or yeah,
your
that too.
arms will be see through, and oh Christ.
Oh my
Thinking
lord.
is what got me depressed in the first place. So
And I have
thinking
to have a caveat before I go forward. If you have Down syndrome, you have every right to find love. If you have either been born with or have suffered a lack of a limb, you have every right to find love. When you're fetishized for it, that's when it starts becoming a problem. Because you're also a
Yeah.
person as well as those things. And this is coming from someone who's been fetishized the fuck out of by a bunch of Midwest middle-aged housewives for being Irish. And I took advantage of the hell out of that. Do you think I could have a relationship with those women? Fuck no. They'd start painting the house green and expect me to be wearing like tweed everywhere. Well, magically start creating a potato farm at the back garden. Do you know how many? Do you know how many bits of paperwork I have to go through just to on the potato council just to get the farm that I do have? It took me years to get those plants.
about how to cure my depression would be like trying to fix a broken leg by smashing it with a rock. So I decided to do two things: go for a long walk somewhere and make a little video journal about whatever happens. Quick backstory. 2 years ago, I went to Tokyo, Japan to live stream myself walking around as a gecko and talking to people. I was in the Asakusa area when I saw a message in my chat from this guy, Sensei Martian, asking if he could come to where I was streaming to take a picture with me. We walked around and we chatted for a while, and he told me his story of moving to Japan by himself 7 years ago and how he figured out his life from there, which I felt very inspired by. 2 years pass, and Sensei Martian calls me on my podcast a few months ago and tells me that in the time since we first met, he walked about 2,000 miles from the very bottom of Japan all the way to the very top.
I wanted to change my life, and so I read a book about a guy who walked across Japan and thought, I want to do that. So I just got back from walking across Japan.
And so, inspired by
Nice.
both Sensei Martian and horrible existential dread, I connected with the sensei on Instagram, and I flew out to Japan to join him on a 45-mile walk across a section of the Nakasendo Trail in the hopes that maybe I can escape from my own brain. It was very sunny on my walk to the station from my hotel. I always feel much better in the mornings when the...
I will say traveling does help with depression. I suffer from depression and a constant need to travel because it's a brand new place, it's a brand new sights, brand new people, brand new smells, brand new tastes, brand new sounds, brand new everything. But you're still carrying your baggage with you. So you can't run away from it. But it is a great place to unpack your baggage.
Right, yeah. And it's a good way to kind of help, like, you know, cope in and be in a better, more fresh environment to, like, process it too.
Day is fresh, and I'm on my way to actually do something instead of sleeping in or eating candy or jerking off. My existential dread is nowhere to be found in this moment. I met up with Sensei Martian, whose real name is Jason, and we took a train to our starting point in Naraijuku. I was feeling so great on the train ride over that a Gary Vee video came up on my Instagram feed, and I thought to myself, you know what, Gary? I don't need you today. We eventually arrived at our starting point for the hike, and we were walking through this very cool rural Japanese town. But I realized that even though walking through a cool rural Japanese...
Okay, I gotta say, about the guy with the rice hats, I mean, come on, man. As being a weeb and then... Like, that would be like if I went to Texas and everywhere I went, I'd have like a fucking 10-gallon hat with me, you know?
Right, yeah.
It's a bit...
I don't know. I mean, I will say it is a cool hat, but
It is a
yeah,
cool
there is
hat.
a little level of like,
Weebish.
you know,
A tad
yeah, a little weebish, yeah.
Meanwhile, Lyle's beard could only be two things. One, he's been stuck in the Arctic for the past month and now he's finally back in civilization. Or two, he is just in a deep depression and it's showing on his face.
Right, yeah.
Town is doing something. It also gave me time to think.
Also, now
And I
looking at
realized
him, I can see he's definitely put weight on. I guess that was all the comfort eating.
that a lot of
Yeah.
this walk would actually give me time to think, which is bad. So my existential depression started to creep back in. I sat with it for a bit, and I realized that getting over these negative thoughts wasn't going to be as easy as simply just changing my location.
Yep.
I would have to continuously decide over and over again to be confidently in the present. We had dinner at this traditional style inn, and I bit the head off of a fish. I felt a little grim thinking about how me and this dead fish ultimately have the same fate. But I'm still not gonna go vegan or anything because the fish was really good.
True.
Dinner was over around 7 p.m., and because it wouldn't be socially acceptable to go to sleep until about 10 p.m., I was worried this would give me 3 whole hours to spiral and go on Reddit. So instead, I took my shirt off and did 20 push-ups, and I also did a little dance.
Dance, man.
I still scrolled Reddit afterwards, but at least I felt a tiny bit better while doing it. In the morning, I tried to...
That tiny bit better, if you can't move anywhere, like go on a trip, that tiny bit better, each day add a new thing to it, and pretty soon... What we were talking about before going live, how the little things build up to become the big things. Like, if you can only pick up all the socks on the floor for today, awesome. How about the next day, you do that and the dishes? And then the next day after that, you do the dishes, that, and also Hoover. And then after that, maybe do 10 minutes of aerobics. And at a certain point, it will be less of climbing a mountain and more you're just at a plateau of normality. That normality is a really healthy normality. Now you just have to get to it. You have to get over it.
To come up
really
with
just
some
like
deep...
one step at a time, a little bit by bit, like you just can't like let it be catastrophized or overwhelmed.
No.
By, like piling it all at once.
thoughts to write for this video before beginning the first day of the walk. But my only thought was, it is the morning and I really have to pee. Going to the bathroom is good because it gets you out of
He
your head.
sits as he pees. No respect. I've lost all respect.
This was the first official day of our 50-mile walk. And when we started walking, I immediately felt that same sense of joy that I had yesterday morning when I was walking to the station, and my existential dread was again nowhere to be found in this moment.
Poses. He's just like an action figure that's been left on a table.
I know, he has like that action figure pose. I love it.
He looks like he's both comfortable and incredibly awkward in any situation at any given time. Like you could put him in any place and dress him in anything, and he would be the same neutral.
Right? Yeah. It's just this like average neutral like action figure look.
He's default male Caucasian character 1.
Yeah, just generic NPC.
What makes a man truly neutral?
Also snowing out for a lot of the time that we were walking, and walking through the snow made it feel like I was in the opening of Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a really good game. Even if it does scare me to think about the limited amount of time that I have on this earth, I'm feeling really great about how I'm choosing to spend it right now.
Good.
As we walked, I reflected on this weird dichotomy of my life, of how I've spent truly countless hours looking at porn and getting really high and scrolling on my phone and playing video games and just kind of doing nothing in my room. But I've also gotten to do a lot of cool stuff like this in addition to that. And it's interesting to me that life ends up having time for both. The rest of the day was very good. We saw snow monkeys.
Fuck yeah.
Look at all these, so many monkeys. Look at him patiently waiting to cross the... Oh, no, he's not waiting patiently at all. He's just running. We saw a cool ramen spot and thought about going in, but did not. Later, we went to a 7-Eleven down the road, and I got a protein milk. Japanese 7-Eleven is awesome.
Yes, it is.
I also saw an anthropomorphic mountain character. Walking long distances is interesting because I kind of
He's
zone
kind of
out.
writing it like your school report when you were a kid, you know? Then we went
Yeah, it's
to
like
the Ferris wheel. It was very big.
right, yeah. It's like, 7th grade, like 6th grade or something or whatever, and it's like, all right, you're gonna be gone for a week. Well, you have to, do a little video vlog for the class, and this is what he did.
For a while and get lost either in my own head or in my surroundings. And after many miles, I will regain consciousness and go, oh, my body has traveled. We walked in total for about 6 hours that day until we got to our next hotel, and it ended up being about 35,000 steps. Jason left the room for a little bit because he told me he wanted to get a Pepsi from the vending machine and listen to a Duran Duran song in the lobby. I deeply respected how specific his vision was for his life in that moment. While he was gone, I journaled on my phone for a little bit. I wrote about everything it took for me to be in this moment right now. I was dressing up as a gecko in my mom's basement, and now, 5 years later, I'm walking through rural Japan with someone I randomly met on the street. Even more than that, I thought about how various atoms of the universe had to combine at certain times to even make it so that both me and Jason are alive in this very moment. And all of the monotony of life choices of not just us, but our parents and our parents' parents and so on that had to happen for us to have met and been here together. Although I took this trip to escape my existentialism, I actually felt very existential thinking about all of this.
Existentialism isn't necessarily bad unless you've come from a position of pure certainty, or there's elements of it that is that are really scary to you. Clearly, in his case, it's death, which I can relate to deeply. The idea of
Yeah.
just when we die, we just stop is something
Yeah.
I'm so scared of. And it's a part of the human condition. Some people are
Right, yeah.
far less afraid of it because they don't think about it too much. They think, "Oh, I'll go to heaven when I die," or "Who cares?" Which I think is actually kind of one of the healthy ones, because they'll say like, "Oh, I don't remember not being alive before I was born." And
Sure.
yeah, that's fair. But in front of me right
Yeah, and there's
now,
also people
go on.
Yeah, and there's also like people that just kind of take the accept of like, yeah, we're in the moment kind of thing, and take kind of like an existentialism in a positive route, of like, yeah, there's probably nothing after that, but I'm like in the moment, and I'm gonna take every moment, to appreciate kind of thing.
Right in front of me now is, in another time, another place, a very cringy thing to have on your wall. It's a frame poster from Rick and Morty, and it is nothing exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come watch TV.
Yeah.
It's how you look at it will define you as a person, because you can look at that and it's
Yeah.
incredibly depressing, or it's a great opportunity just to be here and now, because you'll never
Yeah.
be here and now again. And
Yeah, exactly. Hence why you want to like take the moment to, kind of appreciate things. Because I've had like, existential like moment with, about death, about this kind of stuff, about, not probably the last time either, but like, I've had at least like one or two where it'd be, like, my worry about like, oh, I haven't done this or this or this, but yeah, like now, at least so far, it's just more about, like not like an acceptance, but like a sense of like, it's just out of my control. Like no matter what's gonna happen, but that's still like quiet a ways. At least for me, like unless other shit happens or other circumstances apply. But given everything that's naturally, then like I got plenty of time to at least still, work on some shit or like figure different things out or check out places or, try to meet people and shit.
Life is the ultimate gift. No matter what shit you have going against you. And there's some people out there who have really bad lives, but in so many different ways. For example, I could never be convinced to have a sort of Freaky Friday situation and wake up as Elon. He sounds so miserable. He's the wealthiest man alive, if you don't count Bezos. It's kind of muddy in that one, in that case. But like he's so pathetic and sad, and yet he has more power than any king or emperor did. But at least them, when the most advanced thing you could do is to get a lump of ore from the ground and turn it into a fucking sword. At least they went and lived their lives to the best they could. Like, and meanwhile, right now there is a dude who's waking up someplace that would be very hard to pronounce, as they have for the past 50 years of their life, and they go down to the shore and they cast their net out onto the water and they catch their fish and they eat their fish and they laugh with their friends and they make love to their wife and they go to sleep and they repeat the process. And then one day they will be dead and their kids will remember them, and maybe some people around the town will, and then they'll just be another
different little
person.
tutorials and shit.
Yeah, that's life. It's all about perspective, and perspective can take you some fucked up places, but it can also take you some really great places. It can kind of be a burden of like a sort of a relief of burden, where you go, you know what? I don't have to think like this, so I'm not going to. Boom, and suddenly you're a lot better. Now, is it as easy as that? Fuck no. But
definitely not.
And that's where you stop thinking it and start putting it into practice. All right, here's an example. I know somebody who has. I've actually mentioned this before. I follow one person on OnlyFans, or I did up to recently. I needed to save some money, so I stopped. And it was the creator Pushing Up Roses. I think she's good looking. I think I like her goth vibes. I like how she's built. She's just a very attractive woman. But she has an OnlyFans set up because she's got. Oh, thank you for the 5.
The body is round.
By the way, I'll stop here and look at
Y'all got it wrong. I will live forever. Denial is the way to go.
Hell yeah. Rose Black tipped €4.46. I guess that's a $5 dollars exchange right now. Y'all got it wrong. I will live forever. Denial, which I almost read as Daniel, is the way to go. Well, you're damn right. Denial works too, because so long as you can fill it up with better things. But anyway, yeah, I follow her and or I followed her, and she was she's got body dysmorphia, where every day she looks at the mirror, she thinks that she's ugly. She's misshapen and weird. And if you go and Google her right now, Pushing Up Roses YouTube, you'll see that she's, I think at least, she's kind of cute. And most of the people did too. And she's, but she doesn't think that. So her therapist basically suggested, well, why don't you get proof that your mind is talking shit by doing some stuff on OnlyFans that you feel comfortable with? And it's been one of the best things she did in a long while. She's gotten a lot of confidence to do other things. You know, you see a mountain, you're like, okay, this is gonna be a big climb. Yeah, but once you start climbing it, at a certain point, you're gonna be like, I can fucking climb this mountain. And eventually you hit your top, you're like, I fucking climbed this mountain. My God, why didn't I do that sooner? I got my sciatica.
Yeah.
Which came to me because I was a fat fuck. I still kind of am a fat fuck. I was way more lazy than I used to be. And I would just sit on this chair, playing my damn games, watching my shit, and not moving in a terrible position for hours. I looked like a Skyrim Jarl, sitting like with a really bad posture for hours and hours and days and weeks and weeks. And eventually my back gave out, and now I will never not have a sciatica. And now I'm thinking, I'm such a feckin' idiot. Like 10 minutes a day of stretching, 10 minutes a day of fucking on the treadmill or on the the exercise bike or whatever. But because of the sciatica, I've now never been healthier. How's that for life? You know?
Yeah.
Fuck's it.
I mean, sometimes, it takes kind of like a catalyst, for, like, something to change, especially when it comes to like a big mountain hurdle. Like, that's one thing I want to also like add too. Is like, especially when it comes to, trying to overcome like some of those mountains, like, we mentioned with, Rose's life, she, there's like kind of a community sense too, because in a lot of ways, you can't do it on your own. So, like having different people to help like uplift you and not just boost your confidence, a sense of security, it does kind of help, make the climb a little bit, not just a little bit, but even just that much easier.
Mm. It's a hell of a thing to have your own brain turn on you. And a lot of people do.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's your main weapon to fight problems is your brain. In fact, it's really your only weapon you can use is your brain. And to have it turn on you, it sucks. But it's also the way out. So, like in the case of Lyle here, which we'll obviously get back to now, like he could have sat on his arse and, like he said, he could have played games. He could have ate tons of shitty food. He could have masturbated, and eventually he would have just thought, you know what? What's the point? Maybe I should get a gun. You know, he could have gone down that route. But I'm getting a good vibe from this.
But in a way that made me feel awe instead of dread. That night, I had a dream that I was playing Donkey Kong Country Returns with Kendrick Lamar, and I don't know what that meant. In the morning, my back was hurting, so I did some
After all that tangent we just did, he comes back and this is that.
After all that, like we were going so deep, and then it's like I had a dream playing Donkey Kong with Kendrick Lamar.
Well, that's just it. It all doesn't mean it has as much validation to him. Like he still dreamed that he like no matter what he was playing Donkey Kong. Like I was a few nights ago, like I was having a lot of Warhammer dreams because I was just reading a lot of Warhammer books, but every one of them tied into streaming to some degree. And I was like, well, I probably should start thinking about what I want to do with this. And then I started to play all the more modern games I've had. So, it can lead to other things. Other times it could just be stupid dreams. Like, fuck it.
Stretches, which I probably should have done last time. As we left the hotel and started walking, I once again felt very powerful. I keep having this recurring cycle where I spiral with negative thoughts in the evenings and early mornings, but then I feel euphoric after I drink coffee and start walking. This makes me wonder if I will ever find some sense of emotional stability. It's interesting because although the reality of my life and the world itself does not really change at all from last night to this morning, my brain and my perceptions towards reality change significantly. So does this mean that all of my spiraling and negative thought loops are actually in my own control? And if they are, how the fuck do I control them? I walked by this tunnel with a sign that said, "Do not go into the darkness." And I think I need to put a metaphorical sign like that up in my brain as well. And it'll be up to me whether I ignore it or not. One of the big life lessons I find
Let's be real here. You want to see if ghosts are real if you're going to go into that tunnel. Like you just more likely you're gonna find a raccoon that's feral will just jump at you. But either way.
Self having to learn over and over again
honestly, my
is that
urge to
life
go in there
really
would
is
be
a
too
matter
strong.
of perspective. You can find a rainbow in a beautiful waterfall or in mud. My family back home were asking me what my favorite part of Japan has been so far. And it's funny because my favorite part of this walk wasn't really the scenery or the food or the history. It was really just having a linear challenge to accomplish. I
love
probably could have
that.
also done that by doing a 1,000-piece puzzle alone in my house.
Yep.
But this was more cool. We arrived at our hotel for the night.
Both are cool in a different way. Like I loved one thing I absolutely love is for a year planning for the next year to go on a holiday and building up what I'm going to do on that holiday. When I finally go out and I do it, I tend to like do maybe half of the shit I plan to do. Like the fan meetups, the last 2 fan meetups I had, they were just like we had so many things we never really got to do. Well, what did I do on most of them? I drank, I hung out with friends, we ate, we went to like some stores, we drank, I got laid, we drank, you know, like, smoked a bit, took some pictures, played some video games, air hockey, we drank. Like it's like, at the end of it, I can't say I had a bad trip, but I could come back at that and go like, that was a disaster. I didn't get to do half the things I wanted to do. No, I went out and I had a holiday. I had a good time, and so did other people too.
Yeah, that's what like me and my friends try to do at least like every year is like do like a big trip going to like a different city. Like last year, me and my buddies went to Minneapolis, and this year we're gonna go to Chicago to go see System in a Down while Serge still has his voice. So, and I've always wanted to go to Chicago, so it's like a great opportunity to kind of do a double whammy, you know. So at least like me and 2 friends are going to go, and then me and then 2 other friends went for Minneapolis last year. So it's not like all of us, you know, in our little group, but we always at least try to cycle it every year and try to make these trips like at least happen, even if not all of us are able to go to it. Because like, you know, those type of things, you know, really matter a lot to at least, you know, have like, you know, some big plan. And even if like not every little thing, you know, goes down, or like when it comes to the holiday, like the whole value and the fun of it, you know, regardless, is still what, you know, makes it enjoyable.
Um, I I have I have on my computer here a to-do list I wrote up in December for this year, and it's about halfway done right now, and I'm really proud of that. But I could have just
Oh yeah.
I could have just done something like one thing, read a book that I haven't read before, and I do that super quick, and I could do it. But that feels like a cheap. That feels like a cheat out. But if some people I know have not seen a film in years, or not read a book in years, or like gone 5 minutes down the road that they don't normally go down. They would instead every day they just bypass it and always go, I wonder what's down there. It would take you 5 minutes to go down and check it out. Like just go down and see, do something. It would change up the monotony, because with the monotony you start losing yourself. Day becomes day. It starts becoming like a montage. You might as well have the sound of a factory, like noise. Like
Yeah.
Just
It
the
ends up
same,
just becoming an
same, same.
autopilot.
Yeah. And it's so oppressive, and it's so unhealthy. Um, that's one reason why prisons can fucking break a man mentally if they don't give you stuff
Right, yeah.
to do.
Which was another
At least have some
traditional
basic sense of
ryokan.
recreation.
And as it got dark and the walking stopped, I started to spiral pretty hard again. But as I was being emotional and existential, I was also realizing again just how special it was to be here on this walk with Jason. And there's a weird perspective thing where when you're in the moment of something, you can't really appreciate it as much as you want to because you're so close to it. And you only get to fully take it in once it's over. This is how I felt about all of the tours I went on as the therapy gecko, and also how I'm feeling as I'm editing this video right now and watching all the footage back. Sometimes I wish I wasn't so fucking sentimental all the time, because I think it would make my life feel less intense to me, and I could just be calm and chill and not always pressuring myself to make the most of my life. But ultimately, I've just got to make peace with this being the way I am. Today, I decided to really try and be in the moment as we walked. So I set a timer on my phone to not think about death for 10 minutes. I saw a dog and a cat and a bunch of cigarettes. I found a Pokemon card on the ground.
Nice.
I saw this funny sign. I saw a party store and an anthropomorphic trash can. I watched water flow through rocks. I saw a cool rock and decided to touch it. Someone left their hat here. Maybe they died. Restart the timer. I
Oh,
noticed
shit.
Jason's hat had an effect on his
Damn.
shadow that made it look like he was a...
It's so subtle. From Rose, nah, don't just read a new book. Do what I do and completely submerge yourself in a series composed of at least 40 novels. I am currently going through the Horus Heresy. That is chump change. You know, the Wheel of Time, like well, actually no, the Wheel of Time's like 15 books, I think. No, yeah, that used to be like the big one for me. Oh, the Wheel of Time series, that took me forever. And then the Horus Heresy came out, and I was like, oh, it just keeps going, doesn't it? Games Workshop just keeps wanting to spend €10 for it. How I felt about reading Discworld and Dune. Yeah, the only reason Discworld isn't going on is because Terry's dead. Terry Pratchett's dead. So like, who's gonna write? He was my favorite author, hands down.
Yeah, because you probably would have kept going with that shit too.
Yeah, when he was diagnosed and he knew it wasn't much time left after he put out his last book, which I think was A Hatful of Magic or something. He took all his remaining books and on his hard drive and burned them. Because as he said it, like, he knew how Dune was fucked up, and he saw how the Wheel of Time was fucked up and all that, and he didn't want somebody to take his baby and then like just not get it, you know.
Right, yeah. And then just make it more like a cash grab at that point.
Yeah, one of the Tiffany Aching ones. Which I liked the Tiffany ones, but I didn't like the little wee folk, the little Scottish blue people that lived in her hat. I didn't find that all that interesting, but my favorite one had to be the City Watch. That had to be my favorite group of people. But there was tons of other ones I really liked too. I liked Ending with Rincewind, his standing character. I liked Ending with Cohen the Barbarian, the geriatric version of Conan, who just remembers the good old days. And his power scale gets so much that when he dies and a Valkyrie comes down to pick him up, he's just faking it. He steals her horse and rides off to Valhalla to take that over instead. Because he's done everything on the disc.
Guy with a giant head, like the Jack in the Box guy. So I imagined I was walking with a guy with a giant head. I saw E.T. Gachapon. Jason pointed out that this tree was over 300 years old. I wondered if it was tired. My thoughts started to drift a bit, and I thought about what the hell I was going to do with myself when I got back from Japan, that I'm getting older and I'll never get that time back. And then I slipped on this patch of ice and it brought me back to the present. Thank you, ice. I Naruto ran down the road and then laid on my back in the sun. It was nice. The light shining on this village was so beautiful. I saw a water wheel and I took in the scenery. Before I knew it, it had been well over 10 minutes, and I was successfully able to spend at least a good chunk of the day grounded in reality instead of in my head. At night in our hotel, I saw this smoking room with a Bob Marley poster and one single chair. Hello. I am back in New York, recording this 2 months after finishing the walk. We did finish the full 50 miles, and I said goodbye to Jason and returned back home to America. I wish I could end this video by telling you that my existential crisis was cured by just going on one trip to Japan, but of course that is not the case. However, on a positive note, I can say that through going on this walk and making this video, I learned that my depression and existential dread tends to go away when I am in the moment of doing stuff and in my actual life and out of my head. And I hope you can use that information too, whoever's watching this video, to, encourage you to also do stuff that gets you to be out of your head and not thinking
You can
crazy.
tell he's not weird for someone who's literally called Therapy Gecko. He doesn't really think about it when he comes to himself all that much. So he's kind of fumbling, but it's a good start. But if he just stops and doesn't do anything about it, then what's the point? He has to keep on going with it. And like when you get those bad thoughts, when you get those intrusive thoughts, just let them. You acknowledge what they are and let them pass through you. Like, oh, I'm going to die one day. Yeah. Anyway, here's a sandwich. It's a nice sandwich, isn't it? Like, just it's fine.
It tastes good.
Yeah. Like, I wonder
But
what.
you know, yeah, because it kind of comes back down to what we've been talking about just like it's the little things that count. You just have to take it a little bit by bit.
You often hear it in music and you see it in art and all that shit, and you just never really think about it. Well, do stop and think about it. Like it is the what's that old song? The best things in life are free. Yeah, well, the best things in life are usually the small things that make up life. The big stuff it matters too, but it's a tapestry that we weave from the moment we're born, to the moment we're dead. Now, speaking of food.
Which country's prison food is worth getting arrested for, and today I'm in Norway. If you thought jail was all slop and sorrow, think again. Norway's most infamous inmates are getting fed better than I was at college. In certain prisons, prisoners aren't just eating, they're meal prepping, with spices and portion control. And you don't even eat this off a tray. No, you sit at a table with cutlery like you're in IKEA. But the meatballs hasn't costed anyone their freedom. So here's what's on the tray if you get yourself arrested for armed tax evasion in Oslo. Fish balls in white sauce, probably with creamy dill potatoes, steamed asparagus and carrots, and a fresh baked bread roll, still warm. And of course, the pièce de résistance, a heart-shaped waffle with jam, because apparently in Norway, brunch is treated as a human right. My final verdict is a solid 8 out of 10, and honestly, if I'm going to commit a crime, I think I'm doing it in Norway. I'm seeing which...
Nice. Meanwhile, when we had Shesh on last, we watched a video where he did the Nutriloaf. You ever see the Nutriloaf?
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
That one. What the fuck? But that actually does look like a pretty hearty meal with that.
Absolutely.
It's like, I would actually have that.
Did you hear that? Like, it's meal prep. Probably everyone gets involved in it. Again, it's something to do. It's something to bolster the old spirits. And you can learn a new skill too. How about we look at a conservative?
Right-wing commentator Cameron Kinsley had an unexpected on-air health scare. Speaking to host Jonathan Hunt in an appearance on Fox News, Cameron fainted mid-conversation. The political commentator criticized Vice President Kamala Harris in her argument, saying they had a failed presidency and campaign. She then began to slur her words, leading to the medical emergency.
So this is about incompetency. It's not about ideology, or it's not about.
Oh my goodness! We're just going to get some help here for Cameron.
Jonathan continued on with his broadcast.
I think she was just
saying,
dehydrated.
Let me come back.
If you've ever been in a studio, the lights are just blaring on you at all times.
Yeah, like the lights are insane. Yeah, because my mom was a photographer, so she used to have like an old studio, and like sometimes the lights in there would just be ridiculous when it comes to like doing the photography stuff. And there's always at least like a bottle of water or two around, and at least doing regular breaks in between, just because those lights do get overbearing.
Oh yeah, I when I was in college, I did photography, and I sucked at doing people, but I was good at landscapes. But above all else, I was very good as a model. I was on some people's portfolios just because I had a face that was very good at catching light and shit like that. I'm sure I have some old stuff around there somewhere. But there was I remember one time I was sitting at this chair for about 3 hours, and they had those little clicker. I don't know if your ma had them, but they have like these little devices to check the shadow gauge on your face.
Yeah, the little like light gauges. Yeah.
Yeah, like and it was and I had to stay more or less completely still because if I moved my head slightly, then all the shadow would be gone. Because these people were like down to the T on this shit.
Yeah.
And the pictures that came out of it, I've never looked better, regardless of like how I've treated my body. Just like, if you get like a actual professional photographer in a proper studio to set you up, you can fake better than any filter can hide it. Like you can make yourself
definitely.
look perfect. It's brilliant, and of course it's all black and white. Let's see. How about what pleasure squares? Okay, let's see what a pleasure square is.
People think
Oh,
Irish people
pleasure
are
square.
fucking obsessed with
Pleasure
potatoes.
square.
I'm sorry, what is this? I'm shivering. This is a 15-hour potato. I'm too greedy to make anything that takes that long. This is fucking
My
thrilling. You have to cut it up
God.
into tiny little slices. Oh, beef drippings. I can feel my heart drafting a resignation letter. She's tossing it so it counts as a salad. We are now layering these very dangerous potato slices. And now it's time to fucking compact it for 15 hours. There's more potato in this recipe than there is in an actual fucking potato. The potato has come so far and I'm so happy I'm alive to see it. There's already so much fat in this potato that deep frying it actually removes fat. I love when they put on that fucking thick salt. I love how fucking square it is. I am too lazy to make this, so how do I purchase these pleasure squares?
It's true. I've had stuff that we're nowhere near this level of prep, but my ma used to use goose fats for the come Christmas for the turkey, and she'd line the spuds all around the turkey, and they'd be so crispy and you could just have them. Like the outside of it was so crispy and like obviously with so much goose fat, it was that lovely fat taste. But then once you got inside them, they were so creamy and soft and fluffy, and it's how you want your potatoes to be.
Oh, that sounds
And
really
this is
good.
like that took about 4 hours, just the spuds. The actual turkey took hours more. So these would be like that times 5. Like they're probably the best a spud can be. So yes, if I can ever find a place that sells them or makes them, I'll be like, yes, please, all. I'll be that scene from Parks and Rec with Ron going, just bring me all your bacon and eggs. I don't know if you misheard me. I didn't say some. I didn't say a lot. All your bacon and eggs. I was like, all the pleasure squares, please.
Yeah, for real. Dude, those things just look amazing.
Fuck yeah. There's more food. There's so much more food stuff. Damn.
On this voyage, our ship is carrying 25,000 tons of sunflower oil. We loaded it in Lithuania, and it's headed to India, where it'll be unloaded. All the buyers are Indian importers. This is cold-pressed sunflower oil, a high-quality edible oil. When it was loaded into the cargo holds, there were no additives added yet. The crew is opening the hatch to take samples for...
Where's the guy with the in the little barge with the giant goggles and the big beard, who's glad of death when it all sets on fire? You know, oh, thank God. The fucking Waterworld reference there that all of 5 people will ever get.
Oh my God. Oh, I have not seen that movie in forever. That's what, man. Okay, now I get it. God damn it. I'm gonna. That's just reminded me to watch that movie again.
The smoker's ship with their black oil.
Yep.
The crude, and they just had this one guy in it. There was a whole like massive expanded universe of Waterworld. He was the last remnant of the original ship's crew they kept, and he'd been there since a baby. They still have the ride and the show, the Waterworld show, out in the Universal studios.
Yeah, Yeah, I think I remember like as a wee little kid, I think going on it because it's like the only time I was in Orlando was like in 2006 or some shit, like damn near almost 40 fucking years ago, and I think I remember going on it at that time. I don't really remember anything of it, but
inspection. In sea freight, the delivery rule allows for a cargo discrepancy of no more than 0.3%. That means, for 25,000 tons, we're allowed a margin of up to 75 tons. So technically, we could lose 75 tons and still be within the acceptable range, which sounds like someone's getting a snack. This is the port of Klaipėda in Lithuania, and the sunflower oil was produced in a nearby factory. These are the storage tanks where it's kept. On average, it takes about 2.6 acres of sunflower farmland to produce just 1 ton of oil. So this entire
That is so fucking wasteful. My God.
shipment represents the harvest of around 650,000 acres of sunflower fields. Right now, the market price for sunflower oil is about $2,200 per ton, which puts the value of this shipment at $55 million. After 30 days at sea, we'll arrive in India. If there's no cargo damage or loss, and we unload every last drop, then this voyage will be a job well done. On this...
That is so... It's impressive, but it's also so fucking wasteful.
it really is, yeah.
What are the nuts that like are incredible? Is it almonds that are like just so bad for like the ground and also it's cost
Oh
so much
yeah, like
water?
because they require so much water. Because I know in California, like a lot of farms have almonds in them, and that's some part why it's like so bad with the droughts because like it just requires so much water just to keep them alive, and get them to harvest properly and shit.
All right, let's see. How about which should we pick? Lucky to be alive or the glass that doesn't scratch?
Why not the Lucky Be Too Live one? Sounds like something crazy and exciting happens there.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. This guy was working on his car that got stuck on the road.
For that decal, you deserve something bad to happen to you. Yeah.
This guy found some plants
I like his priorities.
that can explode.
Yeah, very protective of that food.
Damn. Commandment, thou shalt miss installment of daily dose. True.
Wow. This is what watermelons used to look like way back in the day before we did crazy experiments and changed them.
I'm scared to eat this, y'all, because I think Picasso planted this watermelon, and it's just so pretty.
He managed to turn a sprinkler into music.
Well, he sampled it.
Dude, you got some bait.
Oh, she wants the baby?
They love holding babies. What are you seeing?
This guy got a little too close to the snowplow train. I have never seen a lizard do a drive-by toe lick before.
Puff, Puff, no.
Oh, Popo.
Friend.
This guy was out golfing when a little pond started erupting from an underground gas leak.
Oh, damn.
It smells like propane.
And propane accessories.
With propane, that's hard to play.
Their driver in China had a really cool translating app built into their car.
等一下我带你上桥就景色很好了。
Wait a minute, I'll take you.
Wait a minute, I'll take you up the bridge and the scenery will be very beautiful.
Okay. Can you get back? Shake your booty.
Okay, this is actually pretty cool.
She knew that he was trying to scare her.
All I wanted to do was play with you. Please come and play with me. I'm so lonely. You're not afraid of the dark, are you?
Ouch.
Oh, did she fuck up her tablet? Yep. Oh, it's her laptop. No, she broke her laptop.
Ooh.
Double whammy.
No. Oh man, that's a double. Ouch.
Oh shit. Oh. It's the Xbox train. No. Oh. You gotta love modern. You gotta love the modern world.
Oh man, Modern World and its hubris's.
3. Ooh, good save.
Ooh.
Cioè, guarda, amica chip sto cazzo. Minchia, pacchetto uoco.
Woo!
Hey!
Hey, Lay's has expanded out to Italy.
Ole.
He taught his dog
Yeah, I
how
guess
to
they have,
pretend to
damn.
drink.
Oh.
You gotta be ready.
What was that laugh? She was turning into a fucking penguin there.
It sounded like he was about to rev up into a motorbike or something. Like, what the hell?
Be ready. Catch all that ice. Be ready. It's coming. It's coming. Are you ready? No.
This has to be one of
He's so disappointed.
It's so sad. He was so ready to be like a team player, and now he's all
one of those
sad.
random things to ever happen.
Hey, Ukraine bus. Nice. Oh. And there's a Russian tree.
Welcome to Bali!
Welcome to Bali.
They try to use AI to interview her instead of a real person.
Yep.
Vertical bar Pilates, vertical bar Pilates, vertical bar Pilates, vertical bar Pilates, vertical
This is how they're going to start, hiring up.
Pilates, vertical
Oh,
bar
yeah.
Pilates, vertical bar Pilates.
Oh, did you see that court case where they had the victim come up as an AI and read off his last message? You went quiet there. I think maybe you muted yourself.
Oh yeah, I accidentally did.
Yeah, you go on.
But yeah, I did see something about that. But yeah, I just I've been meaning to watch like some of the clips on it, but I just haven't got around to it yet.
It's so like everyone's touched by it, but I just think it's creepy as shit. It doesn't. What if that gets used by somebody who against somebody who is innocent, but it's like you need to actually have an open mind and hear the whole case. Like in this case, no, it was clear that the guy did it. But what if that's used in a court case against somebody who like they're suspected, but now the jury is all moved to tears because this angel returned to life, and this AI program speaks through him. No, it's a court case. You're meant to hear all the facts and look at it from the rule of law.
This guy passed out trying to
look at the case evidence and shit.
Some weights.
Damn. Oh, that could be bad.
He definitely have some bad form. Ouch.
There was some places there that if his head or neck landed, might have even heard.
Oh yeah, you can just see. Yeah, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
Or brain damaged.
There he is. Shit, he had no idea.
I guess you never know
where
what
he
you
went.
might see on the roads in
He
Russia.
went to the quiet place. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, just all of it.
Why do I feel like this is cheating?
Tecnologia! 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 Tecnologia!
Como que faz o pombo? breakfast.
This poor fish is too dumb to know how to eat.
Baby. Johnny Somali, the fish.
Johnny Somali. Oh.
He was trying to record his proposal to his girlfriend when this happened.
Is that a drone? I'm hearing a drone. Okay.
Yeah.
Their cat didn't care about getting wet and just wanted to catch their tail.
Yeah, what happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, no! Yeah.
That's a cool cat.
Can you see it?
So I guess dolphins do this weird thing with their jaw if they see something they don't like. These people stumbled upon a giant pod of humpback whales.
I've been near whales before. They're so cute.
Man, that'd be so cool. Yeah, I've seen them off in the distance because every now and then, like on the Oregon coast, you can see them occasionally, but mostly off in distance. But you could get like tour boat rides out there when they're in season coming up here.
This is so windy that
I
this
just haven't done it
waterfall
yet.
turns into a waterfly.
Down in Ireland. Definitely looks like it. Maybe Scotland.
Easy. Stay. Loopy, stay. Stay.
They wanted to show how fast the robot they made can get back up. He's patiently waiting for 100 men to show up. The future of robot fighting looks pretty crazy.
When are we gonna get robo jocks? Come on, like let's we don't need wars. We'll just build
we just
giant
need, like,
fighting
robo-
robots, and whoever wins
Yeah.
gets Alaska.
Yeah, have like Robo Gladiatorship and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Otter friend.
Poor guy had a rough day.
I feel that, Squirrel. I feel that. Japan's mini robot wars are epic. I saw the footage of the battle suits that look like the Securotron bots in Fallout, the ones on like the tripod legs, but there's someone inside them operating. And I used to watch Robo Wars religiously back in when I was a kid. Oh, all right. I'm starting to get a bit groggy, so I think we're gonna skip. Buff, and let's move on to ordinary sausage to wrap up the evening. As always, if you're enjoying yourselves, please like, share, and subscribe. All that other good stuff. You know what it's all about. I'll be back here tomorrow with Magicus, where we start our first jaunt in UFF. But definitely not his first jaunt, because he's playing his favorite game in the whole goddamn world, Final Fantasy IV. A game I know a little about. I know that's the one with the train, isn't it? With the guy who can suplex the train. So, yeah. But, yeah, cool. Squirrel.
That is the end of this video. I hope you
The
enjoyed.
squirrel's just contemplating
And I'll see you
life.
guys again.
Squirrel and should be right next to Lyle right there, just looking out.
I know, yeah, for real.
Man, I'm always after nuts, but am I not just someone else's nut in the great wheel of life? I don't know, man. I'm a fucking gecko.
I know, I'm just gecko, bro.
Alright. Let's just go on to ordinary sausage, and then we shall wrap up the evening. We'll skip our dancing lad for the night. Okay, so we should need one sausage episode and one non-sausage episode. Let's see. We got some Sour Patch Kids steak. Flavor Call. Oh, we already watched that. Coffee poached eggs. New banana steak. Oh, that's right. He all right. Well, it has to be the Pillsbury Doughboy, because anytime you see fire on the thumbnail, you're in for a good time.
Oh boy.
So we need one non. Your choice here is deep fried sausage log or the new banana steak, copyright free version.
I definitely want to try to I want to see that banana steak one, because that one just seems like it's like I'm curious. Banana steak?
The original banana steak video got copyright claim for doing the doo-doo-doos in the Mana song. I'd rather die than pay a single penny to them, so I decided to delete it. So without further ado, let me present this copyright violation-free new banana steak video.
Jeez, that's a week's worth of bananas for me.
Look what I learned my gloves can do.
Yep.
Here we go. Those bananas are cooking fast. It's starting
what
to
a banana.
smell less
Oh
like
my
bananas
god.
and more like burned bananas. And I'm pretty sure this thing seared itself to the bottom. Oh yeah, that's thoroughly burned into the bottom. That's one snotty steak. We got a medium to medium well.
That pot is
Here
ruined.
we go.
Yeah.
It's awful. It tastes like very early green bananas. And it absolutely just dried out the steak completely. It is so dry. It's all green banana and like unseasoned steak tasting. So I'm going to have to give this steak boiled in bananas a 0 out of 5.
Nice. Although now I hate that I had a chance to watch the original one and I never did. And now I hate once again letting an opportunity slide by me.
Who knows? Maybe someone has the original one saved and they might re-upload it.
The raw one. Okay, before we go on, need to see what this is. Boop. Did you ever play or see a Dog's Life PS2 game?
I've seen it. I had a PS2 as a kid growing up, but I've never seen I never played the game at all. I've just seen it at a game store before, and as a kid, I was like, "What's this?" But I don't really know too much about it.
Oh, dark at the end of it. And that music that's playing is in Dawn of War for the Chaos campaign. For the literal demon worshippers, that same music kicks in. And up to that point, it was like, wow, this place really went to the dogs, huh? And then it cuts to dogs being brainwashed to being fed into grinders to fuel cat food.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the total shift is so fucked up.
That is wild. Damn.
And then they still have the wisecracking dog giving off little I got a bone to pick with you. these cans of his friends all coming out.
just slowly but surely going for the grinder. Oh my
God. Oh,
my
it's,
God.
yeah.
I get.
Well, here is kind of not Pillsbury.
Well, hey there, folks,
Pillsbury.
and welcome back.
Oh boy.
I guess we're leaning heavy into the dumber the idea, the better sausage it will make. Booyah. But I'm not completely crazy. We'll do one sausage that's completely biscuits and the other one mixed with pork. So, I mean, this is gonna get chucked immediately into the canister. Oh, it's a slow sausage. I'm thinking that's probably as much as we're gonna get. The last time something like this came out of me, I had to go to the hospital. And speaking of hospitals, Rash Watch 2025. The rash on my hand has turned from rashy to scabby. So it's gonna be a hot minute before these gloves come off.
I can imagine he got that rash from just all the raw meat he deals with on the regular.
Yeah. I mean, and probably, cleaning himself over and over again, like clean up everything.
Yeah, because, like, he plays it up that Mrs. Sausage cleans it. I'm sure she helps a little, but no, he's probably does it himself. As far as I'm aware, he's an actual,
I'm sure it's a mutual, it's a mutual effort.
I know that she does have ground rules on what he can't do because, for example, when they moved into this new house, he had to have the setup no longer in the kitchen but in the basement. But so when it's like especially seafood, it will just reek. Yeah.
Fumigate, yeah.
They've got like two really young kids too.
Surprisingly, that went off without a hitch. Salt, pepper, and garlic powder. It's like mixing sausage in very heavy mud. I can't tell which is fat and which is Pillsbury dough. And because of YouTube's new policy on rev sharing, even if you just hum the melody of a song, we have to end the Mr. Sausage Sings bit. I don't know what we're gonna replace it with. How about...
Oh, fuck that. Krendar's gonna be sad, because he'd always have a different song, and then he'd just add the word sausage to it at some point. And it's just, you can't do that now. Fuck that noise.
Bad celebrity impression.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he would just, he would just hum it like it was really shit, but you could just tell what it was, and then boom, yeah, fuck that.
I'm Christopher Walken, and we're gonna eat some sausages. Yeah, I don't have much hope for that being a popular bit.
Yeah.
That's the dough water. And chunky but funky. Let's sausage. That's a lot of dough that I did not see before. With special thanks to today's Mark Boxalo box artist, this guy! Look at the talent. It's even got Mrs. Sausage riding the T-Rex. This Will It Blow is brought to you by Helix
No ads. We're stealing your content. You're gonna like it.
Enjoy 27% off site. Helix Sleep.
No.
Will it blow?
Damn. I guess you didn't like it. That was pathetic.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, no.
We needed 2 blows to get that one out. Oh, forget it. So I'm gonna have to give that Will It Blow 2 Mark Ruffalo. 3 Mark Ruffalos. Okay, here we go.
Moment of truth.
Oh, well,
I wonder which one's going to actually catch on fire and explode.
Exploded.
Yeah. Aw,
this one looks done. It's bursting at the seams. Oh my God, there's a sizable burst right there. It looks like it's pretty much done. All right, let's call it. Well, all right.
It looks like a giant pretzel.
Open it up, see how we did.
It does kind of a little bit, because like you can tell where there's more dough than not in some spots, and it just like makes it this weird pretzely like clump.
Beautiful. All right, and first we're going to try the entirely Pillsbury dough sausage. Here we go. It doesn't taste sausagey at all, even though we have that nice crispy skin on there. It just, no surprises there. It just tastes like a biscuit. And now for the star of the show, the half pork, half Pillsbury dough sausage.
All right, do you think it's going to be good or bad?
You know, I think this actually might be all right. It seems like, might be pretty good. I mean, if it's just like biscuit and then just sausage, if it's like a breakfast sausage, I think it'd probably be legit, like really banging.
Oh, again! It's excellent. It tastes almost exactly like biscuits and gravy. You got the biscuit, you got the sausage, all you're missing is the gravy part. The skin is super crispy, the dough's cooked inside, and the sausage is perfectly cooked as well. It did burst like a son of a gun, so I mean, I guess we gotta dock it something for that, but taste-wise, 5 out of 5. I think I'm gonna have to give this sausage here a 4.5 out of 5.
I wonder if like a little bit of like maple syrup or gravy would go good with that.
Yeah. Alright. I would definitely still want to keep going, but I am actually past my bedtime now. I'm going to go and wrap it up here, because I'm quite groggy. Sir, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course, I just realized I was mute again. But of course, my man. But yeah, it's always glad to be here. It's always a blast.
God, I'm very curious about what if Rome had discovered gunpowder? Wow, that's some hard hitting history right there. So I always wrap it up with Buff Corell dancing, but I really want to wrap it up properly. So is there anything you want to promote before we go? Links in the doobly.
Just my usual channel. You know where you can find me, where I do my usual streamings and stuff. And yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just same routine with that. I'm also finally got Blue Sky. I just need to get that set up and got my threads set up again. So eventually, I'll probably at least get a little bit more active on social media again.
Yeah, that's fair. Once you do,
Start
make
looking up
sure
posting
to
and put my thoughts out there over there.
yeah. Once you're set up, make sure to add me over there on Blue Sky. I just hit 100 followers, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
We actually have someone for episode 200 next week, where Krendar will be rejoining us. None other than Kai, who we have not had on in a hot minute. It'll be good to catch up with her. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much. It was a very deep episode today, especially with that whole Lyle
we
thing.
had some deep philosophy and stuff going on. Yeah, with the Lyle stuff.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I'm addicted though.
Absolutely. I'll be sure to just have endless drunk people falling down for episode 200. And half of them will be me. Alright. Y'all take care and see yous if you're around here for tomorrow, see yous for UFF. Alright. Bye.